What drink does the balloon hate? Pop.
All right, well, thank you, Violet, for that joke. And I want to teach a lesson today from 1 Corinthians, chapter number 10, verse 13. And the Bible says, "There is no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry." And then in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 22, it says, "Flee also youthful lusts." And so the lesson today is running from sin. Running from sin. Now, do you remember in the Bible, Judd?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the story? Who is the guy who had the coat of many colors? You remember?
Joseph.
That's right, Joseph. And remember what happened to Joseph? He got his brothers. Were his brothers nice to him or mean to him?
Mean.
They were mean. Where'd they throw him?
In a pit.
They threw him in a pit, and he fell down there. And then, you remember they pulled him out of the pit, and they sold him to Egypt? You remember
Yes.
that? And then, let's see, then he went into Potiphar's house, and actually, he was in charge of Potiphar's house. And Potiphar's wife was a bad lady, and she wanted him to sin, and she tried to get him to sin. You remember what Joseph did? He ran away. Remember? He ran so fast that she had his coat, remember that, in her hand, and he ran away. And so Joseph, he ran away. And you know why he did that? He didn't want to sin. And he said, "How can I sin against God?" Now sin, Judd, do you know what sin is?
Bad things that you do.
Bad things that you do. You could lie. You could be mean to your brother or sister. Maybe disobeying mom and dad or grandma, grandpa. Let's see, even listening to bad things, looking at bad things. And God says that's sin. And we should run away from that, right?
Yes.
Now, Judd, what are some things that are scary? What are some things that scare you? What kind of animals would be scary?
A bear.
A bear. A big old grizzly bear. If you saw a big grizzly bear, would you run away?
Yes.
I think I would too. What about a shark? What if you're swimming in the ocean and you saw a big shark?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hurry up and get away. Judd, let me tell you a story. When I was little, I was 6 years old. How old are you, Judd?
4.
4. I was 6 years old, and we had a little round trampoline. You ever seen those that you can jump on?
Mm-hmm.
And we were in Arizona. And you know, in Arizona, you know what they have in Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Rattlesnakes. And I remember seeing this little kitty cat run underneath the trampoline, and then all of a sudden it got real scared, and it jumped out from underneath the trampoline and jumped over the wooden fence, kind of like this one behind us. And I went over there to see what was under that fence, or under that trampoline. And I put my head under that trampoline, and you know what I saw right in my face? A rattlesnake. And you know what I didn't do?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go, "Oh, you cute little rattlesnake," and pet him. You know what I did? I ran away and I screamed and I told my mom and dad there was a rattlesnake under there. And I ran away because that rattlesnake could hurt me, right? It could bite you, and it has the venom, and it could hurt you, and you could even die from a rattlesnake bite. And so I ran away from that. And so I want you to remember today that just like there might be some scary animals that we run away from, God says, I want you to be scared of sin. And if someone says, "Hey, come on, why don't you do this?" and you know it's wrong, He says, I want you to run away from those people. I want you to be scared to sin, because we shouldn't sin against God, because we love God. And we know that sin can hurt us. And so sin is dangerous, and it's nothing to play around with, just like that little snake or a big grizzly bear. We wouldn't play with those things, would we? We'd run from those things. And so I want you to remember, whether it's obeying mom and dad, being nice to brother and sister, looking at things that you should look at, and turning things off we shouldn't, and there's even video games that are wrong, but we got to be careful with those. And we got to run away from anything that looks like sin, because that's dangerous. So at this time, Judd has a joke for us.
Would you color do noise?